You know, a lot of people shun brandy because of the cheap stuff you grow up having, that one uncle. If you're trying to really enjoy a brandy in winter, it is winter, you can see. I'm dressed for the part, it's cold. Now serving on the Real G. Change of scenery, right? A good friend of mine hit me up and said, hey man, I know you like whiskey, but it's winter, it's cold, you have to get into some brandy. And yeah, here we are. Definitely change of scenery. Okay, St. Rhine's, made in the Cape. It's a VSOP. Let's give it a try before we get into a little bit about brandy. I like the box though. I mean, I love it. It's feels nice, really fancy. You definitely want to sit this next to your Armagnacs or something like that. Pot still brandy. That just means they're probably using a traditional pot still style. It's a VSOP, so let's have a look at that. Okay, minimum 5 years, so means the youngest barrel that was used to make this brandy is minimum 5 years, spent minimum of 5 years in, according to them, they're using French and American oak barrels. Ooh, that's interesting. That should give us a really interesting nose. Definitely some citrus, some spiciness. I'm interested in seeing the color because the bottle is black. And those out there that know much about whiskey and all that stuff, whenever they put something in a black bottle, the color is bound to scare you away. That's been, you know, my golden rule is if something, man, is in a green bottle, if whiskey's in a green bottle, I fear it, man. I'm afraid of whiskey in green bottles because I like to see the color. The color tells a story of its own, you know, just as much as the nose does, because first impression's lost. When someone walks through the room, the first thing you see is see. So the first sense that kind of connects with the person is sight. So sight is very important in whiskey tasting, brandy tasting, wine tasting. I mean, if you go ahead to a previous episode, Through My Wine Glass did share a nice way of getting to know your wines. The link is right there. So yeah, let's pop this open and have a look at St. Rhine's pot still brandy, you know? Okay, it's like 40%. Oh, hi, I'm ready to get in there. I don't know why a lot of bottles are always so difficult to open. Maybe it's just me. If someone has figured out a nice way of taking out this little plastic. Cool. Oh, there's a sound alike. Oh, there it is. Don't know if you got that, but okay. Yeah, I don't like the cork they're using. It feels plastic. Should have went with something oaky. Okay, but anyway. Finer details. Okay, let's give it a drop. Have a look at that color. Cool. So, at first glance, I'm definitely like the color. That's definitely a little bit of oak playing in there. It's still quite light by my amateur eyes. Still quite light. Lovely legs. Get the violent alcohols out of there. Smooth. Definitely nutty. Wouldn't say American oak is great. I think it's probably the widest used oak out there, and I think it's suddenly made our noses biased towards other flavors, you know, because it's just so good. It's smoother. But don't let that fool you, because the French oak is just as great as well. Oh, look at those legs coming out. Oh, okay, cool. Let's get in there. Definitely smooth while it's in your mouth. Very light on the alcohol. I guess it's 40%, so very light. An easy drink. I'm definitely getting some apple, like apple tart scenario. You know, there's a little bit of citrus and spice. I get nuts in the nose, citrus and spice in the taste. Brandy is, you know, a lot of people shun brandy because of the cheap stuff you grow up having, that one uncle drinking around the house and so forth. But when you really get to, if you're trying to really enjoy a brandy in winter, it is winter, you can see. I'm dressed for the part, it's cold. If you're really trying to enjoy a good brandy, get a VS, which is very special. That's usually, the youngest in there is most probably 3 years. VSOP, then your youngest is 4 years and above. So St. Rhine's is 5 years and above, made in the Cape. Don't know yet. Let's give it a few more. But yeah, brandy is definitely easier. The more time it's spent with oak, the better the taste you're going to get. And you know, the battle between brandy and cognac, Armagnac. There's a couple of other ones coming out of France. Italy's got its own type. Actually, in Italy, so a lot of brandy and cognac is made from distilled wine. That's the difference between brandy and whiskey. Whiskey mostly starts with grain. Brandy starts with making a wine, then they distill the wine, and then they age it in some oak. But sometimes brandy is made with apples, particularly brandy from Italy is made with apples. They make with apples from that region, apples and some other citrus from that region. I'm yet to get a bottle on my hands and taste it and tell you a story about it. But for now, let's dig into some more St. Rhine's and see what's happening. You'll find the more it spends time with air, the change in character changes to eventually like a settling phase where the taste becomes totally different. And I think that's what I'm getting now. It's like a lot more of the spices coming out. It is still very, very, I think it's an easy one if you're starting out with, because it's not violent. It's not, I mean, the alcohol is so low. It's like your regular, I don't know what's out there that's about 40% ABV. Whatever you can figure out. You let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm between two ferns. Yes, I'm between two ferns. If you know that show, then you know this ain't no joke. And yeah, I mean, definitely a fireplace is missing, because brandy always just, cognac, brandy kind of brings me to a fireplace type of feel. Sometimes you can drink it neat. Place your hands there, warm it up a bit, forces the violent alcohols to evaporate. I'm not a big fan of steamed cognac or brandy, but sometimes it just tastes nice, and depending what it is. I'm not going to try that now. You can go to our earlier episode and have a look at something we did there. But yes, I mean, you know, don't shun the stuff made in Africa, you know. There's some good stuff out there. But yeah, you know, I mean, people said they wanted a few more reviews. We've gone through most of the talking, and I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, because first of all, it's black. I don't like black bottles. I don't like not being able to see what's inside before I buy it, especially. They could keep it in black. See, I like the black for its, you know, I have the black stripes, gray going on. I like the black for its elegance, but I think if they added a little sample with it first, that you could see what's inside, that would be great, because I shop by sight more than I shop by brand. I'm not a brand person. I'll shop by sight. My criteria is usually sight, age, and depending what it is, region, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into a lot more local brands, and spring is coming up. Spring is like my favorite time for tequila. Tequila and me in spring. It's going down. So yeah, next few episodes we're going to pop out some tequila, and let's dive into that side of things. And tequila is not only made in Mexico, guys. Tequila is actually made, a lot of places make tequila. There's quite a local tequila around. I'm probably grab it and have a taster first before I do a video on it, because you never know. I'm not trying to choke on video. It's a different time. Till next time, Slangeva. Yeah, man, it's all right. It's okay. 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, it doesn't make that nice sound. You get that sound that happens. You've been vaccinated? Did you get vaccinated? All right, cool, man.